Hey, welcome to our weekly Lucha Underground review. I am back, the huge one, aka the idiot, Dave Coco, from, I was about to say the other site, from a website, it's shiny. And with my tag team partner, as always, not as always, but for Lucha Underground, Rob. Rob, welcome aboard, sir.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. As always, win, loss, or tie. Last week I was sick. It's the first time I ever missed the Lucha Underground review. And I thought it was kind of a weak show last week. I thought it was one of their weaker shows. But this week, I thought they're like, no, you won me back, baby.
I just want to say real quick, I'm glad that you're with me, that it wasn't that great of a show.
I think, like, for standard, if you're going to compare it, last week's show, if you're going to compare it to just regular pro wrestling on American television, I still give it a win. But I think it was one of Lucha Underground's weaker shows.
Yeah, I think I gave it a weak win. I'm almost certain I gave it a weak win.
So, well, I'm glad someone could be here to speak it up. But yeah, we got a lot, man. And one thing I think everyone can agree with, people are getting mad on the social media networks because, hey, we have real lives. I know we're fucking losers that YouTube a lot, but in between being losers on YouTube, we got real responsibilities. We will be getting to TNA and ROH. I know the American a la carte already reviewed it, and I think we can all agree, no matter what, people picking back and forth, TNA, ROH, Lucha Underground. I think we can all agree every single show on television on Wednesday night is better than Monday night.
I don't know about every single show.
All right, I'm going with that. I'm saying all of them, like even reruns.
Listen, I'm just saying, if we're going off pro wrestling, like the actual in-ring ability, then yeah, we're gonna say in-ring, what they show week to week, all of them but TNA, I will say, are better than Raw. TNA, I feel, is basically Raw 2.0. They're the same goddamn thing. They both have the same goddamn issues. It's just one of them has more popular people and more fucking sway.
All right, so let's
and doesn't have the Shield.
Let's focus on Lucha Underground right here.
All right.
Absolutely amazing, fun episode, and I just want to give credit for this. I'm pretty sure what they're doing now in Lucha Underground, if they did it in week 1, I don't know if we would have been on the ride. Like, I think they slowly but surely brought the crazy in. Slowly but surely brought us to the comic book universe. And I think I have to give credit to Mr. Lucha and the creative team. I actually think that they did it on purpose because right now, the stuff that's going on with, deaths and locked in cages, if that was week 1 stuff, we probably would have lost our mind. But they built up to that, and it was really exciting. So, they keep showing Drago. They showed a lot of Drago. Drago is sneaking around, looking kind of like Batman meets a real dragon. I didn't think Drago. I don't read spoilers. I didn't expect Drago back this early. I didn't expect him back.
I didn't either.
I
thought season 2 at the earliest.
So, and then the owner comes out, makes a huge announcement, just saying that they're going to have it. I think Ultima Lucha. I think what they called it. It's going to be their season finale pay-per-view. And I was so happy because I'm like, yeah, it's the best. It's going to be the biggest event of the year. But then I was also kind of sad, like, oh, it's a season finale. And I'm a little nervous when the season ends and what happens in the start of season 2. Will they still
hold on. We did forget something, though.
Go ahead.
Win, loss, or tie.
Oh, win, easily.
See, for me, it's a weak win.
Weak win, really?
Yeah, and the only thing that brings it up to a weak win was the hype for next week.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing. We'll get to it. So in the comments, please put win, loss, or tie. But I thought it was a really strong win, to be honest with you. I enjoyed it a lot. They announced the pay-per-view. They say they're going to have a number 1 contenders type match for who's going to go against Prince Puma. And next, you have Chavo versus Blue Demon. Those that don't know, this was the first match ever in Lucha Underground. Blue Demon, just him and his family and the Guerreros are absolutely amazing. Chavo Guerrero is with the crew now. The 2 members of the crew are security guards. I actually like that. I enjoy it. I think it adds to Chavo. I always thought Chavo never lived up to his potential. Yeah, potential is the word I'm looking for. I don't think Chavo ever lived up to his potential on American television in WWE or in TNA. I just always thought you could have booked him a lot better. Blue Demon comes out wearing a suit, and they make them fight each other, but it's pretty much just a ass whooping because there's no rules whatsoever. Chavo and the crew get the best of them. Blue Demon kind of holds his own, but at the end, it's just Chavo beating him up. He hits him with a frog splash, and thanks to the members of the crew, the Chavo.
This is basically. I hope WWE watch this. WWE. This is how you do a handicap scenario and make the guy who's on the other end look strong and
Without
keep it realistic. Yeah, because I mean, Blue Demon looked really strong in this, even though he got his ass whooped, and it's excusable that he got his ass whooped because he was outnumbered.
And it just made it looks a lot of stuff, even though Lucha Underground goes very Lucha, very comic booky, very quick, especially later we get into the season. Sometimes it just makes stuff look more realistic. You know, if this was WWE, they would have fucked it up, man.
If this was WWE, Kane would have came out. It would have, and Big Show, and that would have been who would have helped him. It would have been horrible.
Next, Drago is backstage. He confronts the owner in the bathroom about being number one contender. He wiggles his way in. I love Drago, but I think this is my love of Drago looking past kind of a shitty storyline. You're like, I love Drago. La 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 la. It's not a bad storyline. La 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 la. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I love Drago too, and this is part of what made me unhappy.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, this is part of what makes me give it a weak win.
See, I think I still let it go because it's Drago, and that can make me very hypocritical. But if you're honest about being hypocritical, that makes you a podcaster, I think.
Yeah, well, you know. Some people like Drago, some people like winners.
So, you won the bet with Drago, dumbass. I lost an arrow star. So basically they said, okay, you're going to get your number one contender spot, but if you don't win, you're back to being suspended. And it was like kind of like, this is like the worst punishment ever. Come on, hold
yeah, it's like you're totally suspended, but you could come back for a number one contender match.
But the one thing that did save this segment is that if he does lose, not only is he banished, but he's going to lose the mask. And one thing I do like about Lucha Underground, which at first I was like, are they doing it on purpose? But now after a couple weeks, I'm like, yeah. The backstage segments, the announcers don't know about. And I kind of like that because it feels very Stephen King, very Lost-ish, where the audience knows more than the characters. And I think that's really cool. If you read a lot of Stephen King or watch Lost, this was very common like story trend, you know. And other writers do it too, you know, like Stephen King is famous for, and this guy's gonna die. You're like, what? You know, I think I like that about Lucha Underground. It's a way to make the crowd feel smart without fucking being completely a fucking jerk off about it. You know, like
it's also a way to really develop character flaws and things like that. Like a great example is last week's Vampiro segment after the show, quote unquote. You couldn't have done that, I don't think, on Mike as him being, you know, kayfabe in the ring sort of thing in front of people, because it would have just made him look emo or angsty. But to me, him doing it like when he's alone in private and no one knows about it, it's more like you just got a sneak glimpse in. That to me feels more like a real character development.
I know that, but Vampiro at the desk saying like acting like, you know, Matt Stryker and them didn't know, and I really enjoy that because my whole thing is, you know, they're doing it like a TV show and a movie, and it's kind of like it's that one aspect that's been missing from other wrestling, you know, because like, you know, TNA with Hulk Hogan and Brooke and, you know, Bully Ray, that's ridiculous. It's on television. How does Hogan not know about it? And the same thing with WWE. But the fact that they make it into a movie, it's like, oh, it's a television show. It's a movie. I only know about this, and they do a great job of selling that without it seeming stupid.
It's really well done.
Next, you get Pimpy, Mascarada, and Bengala, I guess is how you pronounce it, versus the
I thought that was you.
Disciples of Death. Yeah.
I figured that when I first saw it, I was like, holy shit. Dave's time with Mr. Lucha paid off. He's here. What's Tiger Mask doing in the Impact Zone?
Versus the Disciples of Death with Katrina. Dude, people went absolutely crazy for Pimpalina. It was absolutely awesome.
Pimpinella? Yeah, I liked it.
That is just a great atmosphere and all that. And the fans were really into it. The Disciples of Death, I'm not just buying into it that much. Stryker's trying to do a good job. I think, this is just my opinion, nitpicking here. Vampiro should be the one describing the dark side. Because when Stryker describes the dark side, it's like, oh, no, this shit's fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels so cheesy when he's doing it.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, fuck, I'm supposed to be the straight edge guy. I'm supposed to be the pro wrest guy. I'm supposed to be the knowledge.
Here's my question. Because this was something I wondered, and do you think that we feel that way just because we know Vampiro as the character from his past and everything? We know Vampiro as the character has capability of being that darker character. So when we hear Matt Stryker talking about these dark things, it doesn't feel as real. But when we hear Vampiro doing it, his character, we know him for years and years and years. It feels natural and it feels right. Whereas Stryker, it just feels, it kind of breaks kayfabe for me almost.
Yeah, and I know that, but Stryker's supposed to be like the wrestling knowledge guy, the voice of pro wrestling fans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's just not a pro wrestling type segment. It's more of a Vampiro type segment. And it's weird because during the Chavo Guerrero match, they're like, oh, Vampiro, tell me about the history. And I'm like, no, Stryker, that's your job. Vampiro tells us about dead people. You tell us about the history. What the fuck are you doing switching hats? No.
Well, no, Vampiro does tell us about the Lucha history, though.
Yeah. So, but overall, I don't know if I'm buying the Disciple of Death, but I absolutely love Katrina and her boobs. They're just so fucking evil. She's just the ultimate evil girl.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, and she is a way better actor than I realized. Than I realized. Like, we'll talk about it later, but blew me away tonight, her performance. She was hands down the star tonight, for me at least. And it wasn't even about her attractiveness. She was really good tonight.
And her boobs aside, they're amazing. But her boobs aside, she is a good actor because she plays a crazy bitch, but it's not a cartoon over-the-top character. You know what I mean?
No, she just feels like this sinister, evil woman. You're like, God, she's so hot, but she's so fucking evil.
Yeah, and it's just so believable with her. And I don't know, were you a little freaked out with the whole licking situation? I don't know.
I still think the licking thing is weird.
No, the licking thing is weird, but the more guys that get into it, it's kind of like, dude, you've licked like 14 guys this season.
That's why, you remember way back when I said, no, you got to think about how her dedication level that she is licking these sweaty, fucking weird dudes all the time.
Like 7 of them, because all right, you're a couple, you lick each other. You're like, hey, dude, that's your thing. Go ahead. I'm not gonna judge you. But once you start licking everyone in the nightclub, you're like, don't touch me.
Here's the question, though. Do you think the guys backstage, when they find out they're going to lose to Mil Muertes or something, are like, yeah, I'm going to get licked. Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility if you're into that thing.
Maybe for them, that's the thing. I get a job out to Mil Muertes, but she's going to lick me. Maybe that's Ricochet's thing. He's like, hey,
attractive, but
he's licking me.
Oh, licking dudes. No, I'm old-fashioned. I'm the type of the guy that gets married at 17, stays with the same woman forever. I'm just old school like that. But
Yeah, Dave. Some of us have been whores and have been with a lot of freaky women. And I gotta say, the woman that licks your face like that's the woman you want to take home, buddy.
But okay, and I understand if she licks your face or licks another dude's face in yours. Like, but to me, like, there's a line. There's a line. It's like, dude, that's the 16th dude you licked.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like 16 dudes in a row. It's not 16 dudes in a row, though.
That's true. Maybe
I could get if I were number 17 and it was like a line of dudes, but like if it were a Royal Rumble and every time someone got eliminated by Mil Muertes, she licked them, and like I was the last guy getting eliminated, I wouldn't want to be licked. But it's been like a week or two since she licked anyone. It's good, dude.
All right. So there you go. I don't know. This reminds me of Clerks. How many dicks have you sucked?
37.
I don't know. Like, you know, I'm old school. I only want a woman to, like, you know.
Now I just imagine Mil Muertes going through a breakup with her and her walking back to the backstage and him just screaming back, "Try not to lick any wrestlers on your way."
Yeah, exactly. Here's my question. Either she absolutely likes it because here's the thing. If you go to someone and say, lick that person, even acting and stuff, most people, like, there's hesitation. She goes all in. So she's either totally into the part or absolutely loves licking people.
You know what I want to see? I want to see. No. Let's forget Katrina licking. Lucha, dear Mr. Lucha. That's how we do it, right? Dear Mr. Lucha, please hire Hornswoggle and have him do a gimmick where he licks people after they lose their matches. Because that would be hilarious.
I mean, do you think you can lick just your random, like, okay, so even if it's the opposite sex, you've had a job where you've not been self-employed, right?
Hold on, wait. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I was in the army.
Let's go with a job where it's just complete random strangers. You're there. And it's like, oh, every 2 days you have to lick a random person. I'm sorry.
So you're basically saying, like, if the army had me just sitting there and they're like, all right, listen, every car you check, I want you to lick the driver. Like, yeah, I feel like that would have been weird for me. I would have been like, wait, what? Do I have to? Yeah, buddy. Or else you get court-martialed. Like, oh, man. That would have been rough.
Let's say you know you hate guys and all that, and you're not gay, but even just random women. Think of your last job where there's hot chicks, old chicks, fat chicks, ugly chicks, pretty chicks, and just randomly you have to lick one every 2 days. Are you game?
Some days, yeah. I don't know. I think if you started me off right and you're like, all right, lick that hot chick today.
Have to be hot girls. Then after that,
I think if you got me on the road with just licking hot girls and you made it such a high ratio of hot girls, I could go through it. I could do it.
I don't know.
Just all right. Listen, let's put it this way: if you put me in,
I am pretty sure we usually don't do guests because it goes horribly bad because we have conversations like this. But I wonder if Katrina would just join us for a complete licking conversation. Nothing about wrestling.
Just like what is it like? And then I kind of want to ask, like, be honest, do you go to the back room immediately and just like rinse your mouth out, or?
I don't know, but she sells it like $1 million. Maybe it's her fetish. Maybe she's like, I'm really hot and I like licking random dudes. And Mr. Lucha's like, I have the perfect job for you.
See, I don't buy, though, that you wouldn't do it. Because, all right, I'm going to put you in a hypothetical, Dave. And guys, down in the comments, you let me know, too. Let me know.
All right, let's get medium right now. What's going on?
If you we're going to go with NXT just because it has a way larger women's roster than Lucha Underground, unfortunately.
All right.
So you're NXT, you're a manager for fucking, I don't know. Like Dana Brooke, I don't know.
All right.
Every time Dana Brooke wins a match, though, and they really want to book her, so she's gonna win a bunch. Every time she wins one, you got to go lick the female she just beat. You're telling me you don't want to lick Bayley? You wouldn't lick Bailey. You wouldn't lick Charlotte.
No,
you wouldn't lick
without
Sasha.
doubt. I'd volunteer for this right away. This sounds like a great job. Where do I apply?
Great.
But here's the thing.
But here's the thing, though. You've now licked.
He's definitely like us. We're horn dogs, and WWE NXT girls are way out of our league, no matter how ugly they are. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, that's the ugliest NXT girl.
I don't know about our league.
Okay, well, whatever.
I feel like I could get with at least one of them. Drunk enough.
I mean, maybe
drunk enough.
I don't know, but here's the deal. Let's put away the roofies. I'm saying
I didn't say rupees. I said alcohol, buddy. That way is okay.
NXT girls are way out of my league, and of course I'd lick them. But then that's the thing. Like that's not kind of a fair equation because I imagine Katrina's not as turned on licking some of these dudes as we would be licking them. We don't know about
true.
That.
That's
why
true.
I said, no, your office, your random office. So
you're right. It's more like if you had to lick a bunch of the divas, but then occasionally they slipped in like an Amazing Kong or an Alpha Female or a Mojo Rawley.
Well, let's stick with this.
You're down? I just said Mojo Rawley, and you said you're down. You said I'm game right after I said Mojo Rawley.
Oh yeah, because you get the rest. I think I'm with you because you're like, oh, if the first couple are hot, then oh yeah, throw in a random Uggoer dude. We're good.
See, I told you. Fucking, I let you lick a bunch of the divas, and then I bring out Bull Dempsey, and I'm like, all right, you gotta lick Bull Dempsey if you want to keep licking people. This is your thing now. You're licking Bull Dempsey.
All right, hold on. Let's pump our brakes here. Let's focus this on one question. Wherever you worked or last worked, where there's multiple people, would you take a job if every 2 days you had to lick the opposite sex? Would you?
Do I get to pick who I lick?
No, just random.
Hell no.
I worked at television. And like this is the last. Well, no, I work as a teacher too, but let's go television. You know, you have to hand models.
I hope you don't. No, we're not going to do it for the teacher one because you teach kids. Don't be licking the kids, Dave.
Your coworkers.
Oh, okay.
Coworkers. So let's not get perverted here. So my question for you is:
we're talking about licking people.
Next segment, because I didn't think this was going to last this long at all. If you showed up at work, whatever your job is, and they said, hey, we're going to pay you extra each part of your job now, you have to randomly lick the opposite sex every 2 days, would you do it? Now, of course, if you're like, well, I work at a model agency, you're on board. But if you're like, I work at, I don't know.
If you're like, I work at Walmart, you're like, nah, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so what? Like a random thing where you have a mix of people, then it's kind of crazy. You might get that.
But to be fair, she hasn't. It's not like she's been licking Bull Dempsey though.
I don't know. We'd have to Katrina. Someone get on Katrina's Facebook page, Twitter page. We need to know. Breaking news. All right, let's go to the next segment because I did not know licking it was going to take this long. Also,
I just want to say that this was the other part of why I gave it a weak win. I hate the Disciples of Death. They're so fucking stupid. I was tentative when I first saw them, and now I'm certain I don't like them.
I'm gonna give them time. They remind me very Foot Soldier-ish. I like the pin though, the little pin where he's up there like a crow. I thought that was cool.
I mean, the upside is we do get to see more Katrina.
That is true.
So I'll take that, especially if she starts crawling in the ring more.
Yeah, there was no sexy crawl like last week.
I know.
Last week was like that's gonna keep me warm on lonely nights.
I'm just waiting for Mil Muertes to beat Ivelisse.
Oh, maybe we'll get our wishes. All right, let's go to the next segment. Johnny Mundo's in the boss's office. He's angry, but they patched things up. And this is where people lost their fucking mind, especially if they didn't read spoilers.
Oh, God.
Next week, 60-minute Iron Man match, one show, one match. And Johnny Mundo as a heel, the boss being behind it, made me super excited.
I know.
I can't wait to.
Not only that, but you know there's going to be a twist. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, Dario's gonna throw a fucking monkey wrench into it.
Most likely, he's a sneaky little bastard.
I love him. I love Dario.
All for the review because we mostly talk about licks and storylines, but besides the review being kind of horrible, dude, just sit down watching these two athletes go at it for an hour.
I know. It's gonna be so fucking good. Like, this is the thing for this show, that this was the highlight of this show, just because I'm so excited for next week now. It's like, this is gonna be amazing.
I'm already what am I doing? I'm pre-reviewing next week's show. It was fucking awesome. You need to see it.
Like, all right, listen. If anyone's sitting there curious, like, oh, should I watch next week? Every single Johnny Mundo and Ricochet match has been a goddamn 5-star match. This one is going to be amazing.
So I can't believe it's going to be on for an hour. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm going to get some motherfucking popcorn. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to forget about my problems. And I'm going to enjoy two men fucking just destroying each other in the art of pro wrestling. I can't fucking wait, man.
It's going to be so good.
And I'll laugh, but I thought Johnny Mundo's heel turn came out at the right exact time. I really do. Like, I just, it's just, give yourself a Barry Horowitz Lucha Underground.
God, and I can't wait. It's so good.
If he was still face, we wouldn't give a shit, but if he came out heel, I think people wouldn't have. I just thought that the transition from the face to heel was awesome.
Oh yeah, and I love how that's the reason that Dario now is like, yes, like, I want to give you opportunities. I'm like, that's perfect. I love it. This dude lost his shit, just fucking started taking it out on people, and Dario's like, that's what I like. Yeah.
Now, so far, not much in the way of wrestling, but I thought this was obviously match of the night. It was for the number one contenders match. You become the number one contender at their season finale pay-per-view. You had Drago, who somehow is back, and I'm not going to say it was a bad storyline, but it was like, I expected.
It was a bad storyline. I'll say it.
All right. Then you got Cage, who, by the way, I just watched Cage during this fucking match, right? How the fuck isn't he in WWE?
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, this guy is so perfect for what WWE actually likes.
Like, why the fuck couldn't that be John Cena? Why?
Right? He's all right. Like, just think about all the things Vince loves. He's big. He's white. He can wrestle.
No.
Right there. Vince probably wants to blow him.
He has the same looks as John Cena. He's John Cena with talent. And it just blows my fucking mind. And here's the thing. I've heard of Cage because somehow we're Facebook friends. But I didn't really know who Cage was. I didn't. And fucking, like, as soon as I saw him, I just assume I'm a muscleist. If you have a lot of muscles, I just assume you can't wrestle. And that's thanks to,
Uhaa Nation and Cage would like to sit down and have a talk with you.
Well, yeah, but they're like this. They're like the exception, and Mike also. Like, there's very few people that look like that can wrestle. And I'm a muscleist, and I was like, oh fuck, this Cage guy, he's got fucking muscles. He's gonna suck. The Cage is like, not so fast, my fellow friend. I was like, did I just get Lee Corso'd? And now that I've watched fucking Cage, I'm just like, how the fuck? How? Like,
all match long, I was like, him and Hernandez. I was like, these are two of the best big men I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and I'm going to mention Hernandez too. I have no idea how TNA dropped the ball on him. Like,
no kidding, this guy is a monster. His charisma is through the fucking roof. His presence and his in-ring ability are amazing.
And TNA had him. What the fuck did TNA do? Like, there had to be something because he was a tag team. Then they gave him we gave you too much face bullshit that American Pro Wrestling does. Oh, you're the good guy now? Here's everything. And then they just forgot about him. I don't fucking know how Hernandez is not a number one guy in TNA. I have no idea. Like, if I was Vince McMahon, legit, and I'm not even talking like Dave Coco. I'm not Dave Coco. I'm wearing my Vince McMahon hat. I know what Vince McMahon likes. I go to my, guys who recruit talent and slap them in the fucking face. Be like, how the fuck don't we have Cage? How?
Yeah, how do we not have
How did
Cage?
he
How do we not
still-
have Hernandez?
I mean, yeah, some fucking fat ass in Tokyo missed him, and he admits it.
Not only that,
That's me. Thanks for mentioning me.
this is the other thing. I really want to say, I hope someone at WWE, in light of how successful Ricochet has been as Prince Puma, because honestly, Prince Puma, I legitimately believe he was vital to kickstarting Lucha Underground because him and Johnny Mundo put on such quality matches in those opening weeks that it was so good and so refreshing. Those two did so much to kickstart it. And you have to think, like, I hope someone at WWE is sitting there going, how did we let go of Johnny Mundo? John Morrison. How did we let go of him? And then more, they're sitting there going, how did we not take Ricochet when he fucking tried out for us? How did we pass on that? Who I hope whoever was in charge of that got reamed.
So, and you also have King Carino. This match was,
Cuerno.
yeah, this match was absolutely amazing. And here's the crazy part. I love Drago. I think Drago's a fucking great human being. No Aerostar. I stick by that. He's no Aerostar, but Drago is absolutely fucking amazing. With that said, I don't think Drago stole the show. I thought Cage and Hernandez easily stole the show, but it was one match with great spots. And Drago does get the win with some crazy type roll up. And Drago and Prince Puma look at each other holding up the title. But, you know, Prince Puma still has other title defenses. And as we find out later, Katrina gets in the boss's office. They do the whole disappearing, reappearing thing. And at first, like, that shit bothered me. But, like, I don't know. They've egged me along. And I'm like, okay, I get it. That's the thing we do in Lucha Underground now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then she started choking him out and saying, why isn't he getting a title shot? So now her man is going to be getting, I think it's a title shot, right? He gets a title shot? No, he gets to fight Drago for the number one.
He fights Drago to be the number one contender, who gets a title shot against the winner of Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma. And I'm very glad they didn't say the winner gets a title shot against Prince Puma.
Yeah. And the thing is, I enjoy this a lot, but it's also like, the season finale's coming, and there's a part of me that worries, but also there's a part of me that like, oh, I enjoy it even more. Like there's an ending.
Yeah, so, I can't wait for that finale because I do like that it feels like I hope it's going to be a punctuation on a lot of storylines because if so, that'll make me happy. I don't want to go into it with like all of these uncompleted stories, so I'm hoping that it does. But man, I'm so pumped for Ultima Lucha. It's going to be so good. We're going to see Mil Muertes against probably Prince Puma, and that's going to be an amazing match. Just because, I don't see how. That's what kind of sucks is I feel like it's guaranteed Prince Puma wins and Mil Muertes win because they built Mil Muertes up as this ultimate heel, and they've built Prince Puma up as this ultimate baby face that just barely ekes out wins all the time. And I can't imagine a better final match for the season.
All right, and like I said, we have so many shows to review. Boom Boom did do NXT. We also have Ring of Honor and TNA to do. I know the American a la carte reviewed that, but we will definitely get to Ring of Honor and TNA within the next 24 hours. We have a pay-per-view Profits. We also have a SmackDown review that Boom Boom will be doing, so please like, comment, subscribe, as we're going to do tons of shows. And I'm hoping that these smaller shows get more views. Like, we're a very small channel, but if you go look, it's like, oh, WWE pay-per-view, Monday Night Raw. We get, like, maybe 5 to 10 times more views than the other shows. And it's kind of like, no, come on, watch the smaller shows too, guys. Come on, they're awesome. So, who knows? But hopefully more people watch the smaller reviews. All right. Rob, tell the Internet Infantry what they could do for you today.
Nothing right now because I'm working on my YouTube. I got some issues I got to sort out with it and all that, and I don't want to direct people to it while it's kind of in limbo right now.
Gotcha. And I'm starting Dave Coco Plays with Himself, or Coco Plays with Himself. Let's Play channel.
No, you are not. Your wife shut that down.
I think me and Rob are more motivated about the secret project than we probably have been in forever. And
Yeah.
and pumpkin cheese, we have that. But please like, comment, subscribe here. If you can't wait for us to do a Ring of Honor review and a TNA review because you're like, how dare you have stuff to do? I understand. The American a la carte has done one, but we will be doing a TNA review. We will be doing that. Also a pay-per-view profit. So many shows. Just not enough time. And like sometimes I have an idea for a show. I was like, man, I got shit to do. All right. So please like, comment, subscribe. Rob, thank you. That 1 or 3 guys who watched us live, even though it's the weirdest time ever.
Do we have comments?
So what's that?
Do we have comments?
I don't think so. Not at this hour.
Dave, come on, guy. Don't you doubt the internet infantry like that.
We're going across.
They show up at all hours. You never know.
We have a guy on Facebook making fun of me because my beloved Tampa Bay Lightning lost. Thank you. I'm glad I checked comments. I'm glad I checked comments. Thanks.
It's good.
I could have ended the show without knowing that. It cut.
As a Bruins/Panthers fan, I gotta say it's good to see some justice in the world.
Hopefully the Lightning bounce back.
Hopefully not.
It's me versus CM Punk, you son of a bitch.
I know. And I'm hoping the Blackhawks win because maybe CM Punk will come back to wrestling. He's so excited.
He's like, Hawks win. I'm coming back.
Yeah, like maybe he's going to go to Lucha Underground and be like, I want to wrestle with CM Blackhawk.
Maybe. Sign me up. All right, so please like, comment, subscribe. We have a shit ton of shows to do. Also follow us on Twitter at KocoSports.
And real quick, in regards to how many shows we had to work, listen, Wrestling World, it's great that all you guys decided Wednesday is for wrestling. But fuck you.
This guy's pumped back to Tuesday.
Yeah, like, you guys are assholes. You could spread your goddamn shit out across the week and make it easier for viewers. Bastards. Not you, Lucha Underground. You were there first.
Well, my whole thing is, too, like, why would you not move to Tuesday? Why, like...
Yeah, the TNA move to Wednesday just baffled me. I was like, what?
And then they add Ring of Honor, and it's just like, what?
I could get Ring of Honor. I feel like if you're into in-ring competition, I feel like Ring of Honor can compete with Lucha and NXT. But like, if I don't want to bash TNA needlessly, but I don't feel like TNA can compete with the shows with those two shows, NXT or Lucha. I don't feel like they can consistently do it.
On Wednesday, if American Destination just went to Tuesday instead, don't they?
Oh yeah, they'd have a killer night.
Yeah.
Tuesday, because especially with how jaded people are after fucking Raw. Yeah,
I know. Be like, I don't know. Tuesdays all alone. It's like, come on, motherfucker. And Tuesdays are good. That's when I ran ACW, and we drew good crowds on a Tuesday. Someone needs to show up on Tuesday night. That's what we're talking about. But now the thing is, they all have egos, and they're all battling for number 2. They'll be like, whoever moves to Tuesday night will lose. You know what I mean? They'll fall for that shit.
It's unfortunate that they've done this.
I mean, it's awesome because Wednesday night is absolutely amazing, but at the same time, oh my God, Wednesday night is crazy amazing. You know what I mean? Too much.
I mean, there is the hope that in like a year, it'll create that awesome feeling that was, I don't know about you, but for me, the most fun I ever had as a wrestling fan was honestly, it was the Monday Night Wars when you were actively flipping back and forth. Like there was always a hot angle, and it made them try harder.
I think television and the way we see it is different. Because, like, here's the thing. I think this is just me. I don't know if everyone else has this viewing habit. If Lucha and Ring of Honor or TNA and NXT are going head to head, I go, well, I'm going to watch this one live, and I'll watch the other one later. Like, I never flip back.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like that. I'm hoping it gets to where it's like they're both so good that I want to see both of them at the same time, and I flip back and forth thing.
Yeah, because like WWE Raw, like the Monday Night Nitro versus Raw, that was something special because illegal downloads weren't a thing. You know, pirating really wasn't that big.
Streaming, all that.
Yeah, it wasn't that big, and all that. But like even the TiVo type devices wasn't big, so like you really had to make a decision, or you had to be an asshole like me and stay up till like 4 o'clock in the morning to watch the replay at Nitro. But most people didn't do that. So, like, you really had a choice. Now, I don't think anyone goes, oh, which one's better, Lucha or ROH, TNA or NXT? They're just like, oh, this is the one I'm watching first. I'll watch that other one later. So I don't think it will ever recreate that magic that there once was.
Yeah, I see your point. I would prefer to hope that it does, because otherwise there's no goddamn reason for all of you to be on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like I think you all should get together and pull straws. And someone was Tuesday. Because you know NXT's not. They're just owned by WWE. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, NXT placement on Wednesday I think is great, because they have Monday, and then they have a Tuesday show, and then they have a Thursday show. So the Wednesday show, it fits into a nice spot, I think. But Friday is so goddamn wide open. Tuesday, fairly wide open, since the only show then is Superstars, right? Or no, main event. Like, crazy to me. Crazy. All of you guys that are like, we got to do it on Wednesday, to me, just feel crazy.
All right, so please like, comment, subscribe. We still have an ROH, TNA, pay-per-view profits, and so much more to do. Dream might be coming back. we almost lost it. We almost lost Dream. But you were like, I'm not going to let it die. You were giving it CPR.
It's gonna be back. It's gonna be back.
All right, so we have so much content we have to make, just not enough time. So please be patient with us, and please join our community. Like, comment, subscribe. Rob, thank you. Internet Infantry, thank you. And with that, I am over.